Good afternoon and welcome to the Compass Charter School's 5th grade culmination and celebration. We are excited to reflect on this school year as we recognize 225 5th grade scholars who all earned their promotion to the 6th grade. In addition to celebrating our scholars' achievements, we are thrilled to have award-winning author Trudy Ludwig with us today as our keynote speaker. Ms. Ludwig is here to share an uplifting message with us as we reflect on the 2021-22 school year. Thank you, parents, family, faculty, and staff for all that you have done to support your scholars thus far in their educational journey. It is my privilege to serve as the superintendent and CEO for Compass Charter Schools, and it is a great honor to have each and every one of you here to celebrate the hard work and achievements of our scholars. Every single one of them deserves our congratulations. It is my hope that every scholar here today will continue to demonstrate the Compass Arctic core values as they continue on with the rest of their educational journey. Our core values are achievement, communication, integrity, respect, and teamwork. I want to extend my gratitude to all of our Compass family who have joined us to celebrate today. In addition to learning coaches, scholars, family members, and friends, we also have many members of our faculty here with us today, and we are also thrilled to be on this journey with each and every one of you. Scholars and families, today is an exciting day for us as we honor our 2021-22 5th grade scholars. This accomplishment marks an exciting journey into the rest of your educational futures. You will get to continue using and developing the independent study skills you have gained last year and begin working towards your future goals and desires. Our 2021-22 5th graders are moving into middle school, facing new challenges and new opportunities as they continue on their educational journey. Scholars, this is a time for learning the skills that are necessary to be successful in your future. I know each and every one of you will achieve great things. Your teachers, counselors, and all of the Compass staff are so proud of your accomplishments, and we look forward to following your path and hearing about your future successes. Without further delay, I'd like to congratulate all of our 5th grade scholars on all of their achievements. The candidates here with me today have completed all the requirements prescribed by Compass Charter Schools to move on to middle school. So, by virtue of the authority vested upon me by the Compass Charter Schools Board of Directors, I hereby confirm their promotion. Let's celebrate our promoting scholars. On the following slides, I'm going to pause for a few moments to give scholars and families time to locate their name on the screen. We encourage you to take photos during this experience, and of course, would love for you to share them with us. Congratulations to all of our 5th grade scholars with last names A through G. And congratulations to all of our 5th grade scholars with last names G through P. And congratulations to all of our 5th grade scholars with last names P through Z. Here's another hearty congratulations to our class of 2029. I hope you've been able to take plenty of photos throughout our celebration so far. Stay tuned at the end of our celebration for more information on how to share those memories with us. It is now my privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for today, Trudy Ludwig. Miss Ludwig is an acclaimed children's advocate, speaker, and award-winning author of numerous children's books, including The Invisible Boy, a school library journal, best picture book selection, and a recommended back-to-school book by USA Today and Scholastic Instructor. Ms. Ludwig has collaborated with leading experts and organizations, including Sesame Workshop, the International Bullying Prevention Association, Committee for Children, and connectsafely.org to help kids connect with their peers in kinder, more inclusive ways. She has received rave reviews from educators, experts, organizations, and parents for her passion and compassion in addressing peer challenges and friendship issues. Ms. Ludwig's books have received numerous awards and citations, including the M. Jerry Wise Book Award, Victoria Soto Legacy Award, IBPA Gold Benjamin Franklin Award, Gillette Burgess Children's Book Award, Napa Gold Medal Award, Mom's Choice Gold Awards, Moonbeam Children's Book Award, and so many more. I would now like to invite Ms. Ludwig to share with us today. Ms. Ludwig.
Thank you so much for inviting me to present to you. Congratulations to all of the students here. I'm so excited for you. So let us begin our presentation. So I have written many books. The Invisible Boy is the most popular in schools because it deals with inclusion and exclusion. But what I do is I write stories to help kids like you connect in kinder, more inclusive ways. And I really listen to what's going on in your daily lives to help you navigate your relationships in learning environments. So I wasn't always a children's author like you. When I was in school, I had assignments in classes, and my sister actually found some of my earlier stories. And it was a reminder for me that what I love to do is write stories. And I forgot that I loved writing children's stories when I became a grown-up. I found out from my sister that she had found some of my earlier pieces of writing. I'm one of 6 kids. I'm the youngest of 6 kids, and we didn't have a lot of money growing up. And so what I would do is write birthday stories. And she sent me some of the birthday stories that I had written for my parents. And you're seeing an example of one to my dad for his birthday. And I would do artwork too. I am not a professional artist. I'm a picture book author. I don't do the illustrations of my books, which surprises a lot of people, that the publisher gets to pick who the artist is for each story. So when I tell a story, I use my words. And when the artist tells a story, they use their artwork. So I don't try to repeat what the artist is saying, because it's a show don't tell. I use my words and then I back off of my words so that the artist can also enhance the story with their art. I think you're going backwards. Thank you. So we all come into this world having different stories. We all come in different packages. We all may have different skin colors. We may have different family units at home. We may have different religions that we practice, languages that we speak. We may wear different kinds of clothes. We may act, think, or talk differently. But what we all have is the same heart. We all want to feel valued, loved, needed, respected, and treated civilly. We are in communities. You're in an online community for school. You're in an offline community in your neighborhood. And in communities, you're going to be in community in your schools and in your neighborhood. And when you're a grown-up, you're going to also be in a work community. And in communities, there are a bunch of people that we may like, and there's some people we may not like. But whether we like it or not, we're all part of communities, both offline and online. And we're there for a common goal. And this is a really important lesson to learn, that you are going to, when you're a grown-up, be in jobs where you're put together for a common goal and a task, just like you have when you're at school, when you're a kid. And it's important that you may not necessarily be friends, but you need to listen with your heart and learn to collaborate. And the important thing to remember, that being in a community is not the same as being a part of the community. There are a lot of people that may feel invisible. And what the scientists found out is that the part of your brain that lights up when you experience physical pain actually lights up when you feel intentionally excluded offline or online from groups or gatherings or activities or projects. And so it's really important to understand that you have the power to make someone feel accepted and valued and respected. So I want you all to take a look at this, and instantly I want you to think about what you see here. Raise your hand if you see a bunny rabbit. Raise your hand if you instantly saw a duck. So the reason why I'm showing you this is that I want you to understand that you may be making first impressions of people that may not be true impressions of who they really are. So the question I ask is, how does your perception of a kid or a grown-up affect your expectation of that kid or grown-up? We need to give each other a chance to really get to know us behind what we come in our packages. Again, we all have the same need to feel heard and listened to and have our voices heard. And it's important to give people a chance. I love this quote by Judith Henderson. She said that our greatest strength as a human race is our ability to acknowledge our differences, and our greatest weakness is our failure to embrace them. How boring our world, offline and online, would be if we all looked the same and we all had the same opinions and we all did the same things and had the same interests. I think it's much more interesting for our world to have an opportunity to see how others experience lives, to hear their stories. We come into our worlds with our own stories and we become narrators of our own stories. Even if you're not an author, you still are a narrator of your own life story. So what do you want your story to say about you? It's important that we know our stories and our actions, our words and actions have the power to break down or build up the human spirit. You can see, for example, in that picture above, you're seeing somebody saying something, and you knew that the artist was showing that he was saying unkind things by how he showed it symbolized by the dark scribblings that are in that bubble. And then you see the same girl who's the target of the hurtful words, learning that that's not how she wants to be. Oftentimes hurt people end up hurting more people. And what we got to know is that we all make choices. We can choose to be kind and we can choose to be cruel. And so when you reach out to other people, you're actually spreading kindness in a ripple effect, whether you're doing it offline or online. Because in order to learn, we all need to feel safe. We all need to feel valued. I love this quote by Dr. Seuss from the Lorax. Unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing's going to get better. It's not. You know, there's a lot of hurt going on in our world. And much as we grown-ups would love to get rid of all your hurt, we're not going to. But what caring grown-ups are great at and supportive friends are great at is helping you get through the hurt. You're going to see poor adult role modeling going on right now in our country, but it's choices. And I believe that you kids are our change makers. You have the power to make a difference. You may think you may not have a lot of power, but you really do. I believe in the power of one, and you are that one. One is a lot bigger and more powerful than you think, because one is always the starting point for change. One shy smile could lead to a friendship. One caring friend can open the door for several more. One sincere apology can help heal big and little hurts. These are ways that you can spread kindness. So when you have empathy and compassion for somebody's pain and suffering and try to reach out to make that person feel better, you're opening the door for them to see and be open and receptive to other people in their life. And you're creating a ripple effect with your kindness. So you really don't have to be a superhero to do good in this world. I know it's really scary when you see other people that aren't behaving in a way that you'd like them to, or it makes you feel unsafe. You don't have to risk your safety. What they're finding is that in high school, kids are saying when you witness other kids getting hurt offline or online, one of the top things that you can do if you don't feel safe confronting that person, if you know that person, even if you don't know that person, you can comfort the kid who is being hurt. You don't have to solve the problems, but you can help them get through the hurt. The other top answer that kids in high school are saying that you can do is you can include those kids in your games, groups, or activities. There's safety in numbers. And the other part is reporting to people who you feel safe with. If you see it online, a lot of hurtful behaviors, online gaming, you can report. You can just even Google abuse at and the name of the website. If it's on some of your social networks like TikTok or Snapchat You can always do abuse with that @ sign and the name of that social networking website to report it. And it's just letting the social networks know that there's a problem that needs to be addressed, and they don't give your name to anyone. But you have a way of being an upstander in person and online. You have the power to be a caring member in your school community, in your neighborhood community, on your online community. I have a couple questions for you, and I'm curious as to what you all think. This is a true or false. So raise your hand if you think this is true, that online bullying among 13 to 17-year-olds has increased dramatically since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. Raise your hand if you think that's true. Okay. The answer is false. Scientists have actually surveyed and studied this, and they found out that it really hasn't increased dramatically. So here's another question for you. I'm doing reality checks with you, because what you hear on TV and news media and social media, they tend to get your attention with negative information. It's called the negative bias. And it's trying to let you know that because bad things are happening, it must be happening everywhere. And that's not necessarily the case. There are still more helpers in our world than there are hurters. But that doesn't mean that it's not a significant problem. It is. But it's not an epidemic. Here's another question for you. True or false? Raise your hand if you think this is true. Kids who tend to be hurtful offline are also kids who tend to be hurtful online. Raise your hand if you think that's true. Yes, you're right. It is true. What they're finding is that technology is not an evil tool. It's just a tool. And the kids who tend to be hurtful offline are the same ones that are hurtful online. The kids that tend to be targeted online are the same kids that get targeted offline. You have the power to be kind. There are more kids, what the studies are showing, and the scientists at the Cyberbullying Research Center in our country have been studying every year and surveying kids from middle schools and high schools across the country every year since 2012. And they're still finding that there are more kids that have never cyberbullied online, and there are more kids that think it's cool to be kind, both online and offline. And we know this, and now we expect no less from you all. I love this quote by Helen Keller, that alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. You are our future change makers. I have faith in you. I'm recruiting more kindness warriors wherever I go. You have the power to make change. You can see a lot of young people doing that online, making a difference. So I want to thank you so much for including me in your celebration, and congratulations again to all of you amazing 5th grade scholars on this special day of yours. And now I'd like to turn the mic back over to Mr. Lewis.
Thank you, Ms. Ludwig, for sharing your inspiring words and wrapping up the school year for our scholars feeling motivated and dedicated to their academic success. If 5th grade scholars here with us today are interested in receiving a copy of The Invisible Boy by Trudy Ludwig, please complete the attendance survey that will be shared with you at the end of our celebration. Thank you so much to all of our scholars, family, and staff members for joining us at today's 5th grade culmination and end of year celebration to wrap up the 2021-22 school year. We look forward to all the memories we are going to make next year. To our 5th grade scholars, this celebration is to mark the beginning of the next chapter of your life. Whatever lies ahead for you, do not forget the lessons you have learned thus far. We hope that you were able to take photos to capture your end of year celebration experience at home, and we'd love to see them. we invite you to share your end-of-year celebration photos on social media and tagging @CompassCS on Twitter, Facebook, and or Instagram. Following the conclusion of our celebration, we invite you to stay in this Zoom room for a virtual reception where scholars and families will have the opportunity to turn on their webcams and celebrate their 5th grade scholars. Before we begin our reception, please direct your attention to the chat box. We have shared a link to our post-celebration survey and would greatly appreciate it if you could take a moment to open the survey and complete it for today's 5th grade culmination and celebration. As a reminder, this is a survey you'll also need to complete if you'd like your 5th grade scholar to receive a copy of The Invisible Boy, courtesy of Compass Charter Schools. Again, thank you so much for joining us today and celebrating our class of 2029. Let's celebrate!